Seeing Tears on a Withered Flower in the top 5 trending and popular series on Webtoon's site makes me so happy to see, because I shouted this series out late last month. I talked about it, made a full video dedicated to it, and a lot of people told me in my comment section, like, Chibi, I'm very thankful you recommended it, because it was an excellent read. And as you can see, literally episode 10 just came out. It's a relatively new series. You can easily catch up in just probably under an hour, but it is such a good read, and there's so much potential with this one. So I'm glad to see it in the top 5. But this video isn't strictly just about talking about Tears on a Withered Flower. I more or less want to talk about Webtoon as a platform. I want to talk about Webtoon and kind of the series that they have on their site and on their app, but also kind of how they've improved over the years, how the release schedule is, and just in general, some series that I actually want to recommend to you guys, or series I'm thinking about diving into and reading for myself very soon. So to start off, I really just want to talk about one thing that I briefly mentioned about 2 months ago, but I want to talk more in depth about it. Fullmetal Alchemist. A lot of people might be completely unaware of this, but Fullmetal Alchemist was added to Webtoon's official site. Like, you can read the actual manga series in full color. Like here, I'll click a random chapter, chapter 13, okay? And you will see it's in full color, which is... this is honestly the future. So let's explain why Webtoon entering into this fresh new market is so important. They are a direct competitor. They will be a direct competitor to anyone else that releases, let's say, weekly or monthly manga chapters, like Viz Media for a good example. And this means that if they were to, let's say, get a hold of other manga like Dragon Ball or something, that they could release it in full color in a format to where you can either read on your phone or on your computer. And I think that's very fascinating. It is definitely an interesting way to take manga or read manga, especially since so many of us are used to reading manga in black and white, but the fact that, like, Fullmetal Alchemist you can read in straight up color for the entire series, like every chapter is straight up color, this could be the future. There is a uniqueness to this. So, like, for instance, I'm just doing a hypothetical here. Let's say Webtoon got a hold of a brand new manga that was in Weekly Shonen Jump, and they wanted to release it on their platform here. They could try to get someone or hire someone that can be a dedicated individual that colors chapters, that obviously is licensed or officially allowed to color the chapters, and then release the colored chapters in a weekly format on the platform, which I think is a very interesting thing that they can do here. There is a lot of potential that Webtoon has opened up with the possibilities, thanks to them allowing something like Fullmetal Alchemist on their site. I hope to see this expanded upon, because right now this is the foundation for something legitimately incredible, and once again, it's always nice to see healthy competition between companies, and I think this is a step in the right direction. Now, on another note, I do want to talk about other things when it comes to just how series are discovered on their platform. Because I've constantly done recommendations and talking about different, like, series over the years now when it comes to stuff I find. Like, I've talked about Omnisent Reader for a good example. You know, I always find these recommendations because of, let's say, trending and popular, or what's popular of the day, or what's newly released, or hell, what's daily released. I could sometimes sort through and find out what is released, and this is how I find new stuff to actually read. And I really like this system, because it's always something engaging, something new for me to discover. There's just so many series. Like, I could sit down, and, like, if I was just to, like, click categories and stuff, and I just go and keep scrolling, there's so many different series here that I can get lost in this for days, months even, because there's just so much different content. There's probably so many hidden gems, so much high-quality series on this site, on this platform in general, that people are completely unaware of and just have yet to discover, and has yet to really explode and become something incredible that really just, you know, actually becomes culturally significant. Something that changes everything going forward. I mean, for all we know, one of the series on this platform could be the next Soul Leveling in terms of popularity. It's a sleeping beast waiting to awaken and for people to actually discover. Now, as for individual series I want to talk about, I do want to mention a few here. Like, for instance, The Beast Won't Let Me Sleep. This is a relatively new series. I actually plan to do a dedicated video on this very soon, because it's a romance, as you all know. Big romance fan, sucker for romance, and it, you know, when you read the description of this, it has exactly what I would want, and so I'm definitely going to be sitting down and dedicating some time to reading this series, probably later tonight, actually, and all that, when I finish this video. But then another series that stands out to me is My Fate Crush. It's another relatively new series, another series I have not read as well, only 3 chapters here, just recently came out, but it also caught my interest, and so I plan to read this and potentially do a video on it as well. But then we got Tower of God, which is obviously incredible. Everybody knows what Tower of God is. It's got its own anime series, and a lot of people talk about it. And so I don't think I really need to mention the popularity or significance of Tower of God. But one thing that's really interesting to me that is happening with Tower of God, actually, is that there is going to be a new story about Uruk that is coming out. For instance, this character right here, for those that don't know, he's going to have like a little like side story miniseries dedicated to him, talking about him and all that. That's going to be releasing in like a week or so from now. So I'm interested in reading that because Tower of God is a really good series. I keep up with it. It's a fantastic read. If you have not read this series, you really should. It's honestly incredible. One of the best series I actively read all the time. But besides that, we also have I Love You, which is a drama series and all that with a little bit of romance. Once again, I have been recommended this series a lot. I have mentioned this in passing months ago, but as you can see here, it has over 254 different episodes or chapters, but it is returning soon. So it might be time for me to finally do the jump and actually talk about this series because, it's been recommended a lot. Like, a lot of people have told me, Chibi, you should really read this. Like, it's an incredible read, and it's something that you would probably fall in love with. So, I'll probably have to dedicate some time to this relatively soon. So to make a long story short about everything, I love the evolution and the growth of the WEBTOON platform, how much it's evolved in the last few years, especially in this last year alone, with them breaching into new markets, like for instance what I talked about with Fullmetal Alchemist, or them actually recommending series that are relatively new instead of just recommending the same old, very popular series. I respect their algorithm, because here's the thing, a lot of businesses or a lot of companies and stuff that, like, let's say recommend, like, new manga or whatever type of entertainment, typically, that they only recommend the most popular, which makes sense. They would want to market the most popular, but I appreciate that when I go to their site or on their app, I can find brand new series that literally just come out, that are brand new, that has, no followers, like, nobody really knows about, but it is advertised and marketed. And I appreciate that. It's rare to see a company really trying to stick up for brand new authors, new creators, and artists, and trying to get them to actually hit the mainstream, or at least become a little bit more popular. I appreciate stuff like that, and it's one of the reasons why I'm always able to discover new stuff on a monthly basis, is because of that system. And so I think that in general, they have continued to evolve and improve themselves, and I'm happy to see something like this. I'm very happy just to actually see the evolution of their site. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. I've gotten a little bit long-winded with this video, but I had to share my love a little bit, because I just appreciate how I can always find just some new stuff. But thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you're interested, check out some of these titles I recommended in this video. Actually, I really highly recommend them. But may you all be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.